All right, welcome back to GDC 2022. I am Jim Schultz. I'm the head of community at Incredibuild, and I'm here today with our very special friend, Alejandro Potter. Hello, Alejandro. I say, we just met, but we're already friends, right?
Yeah, of course.
Bonded just like that.
Yes.
So would you take us just a second and do a formal introduction, who you are, what you do at Respawn?
Okay, so my name is Alejandro Potter. I work at Respawn as an animator. I've been working in the games industry for about 6 years now. Graduated from DigiPen Institute of Technology. Worked at High Moon Studios. I've worked on Destiny 2, Forsaken, Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, and then I worked at Frontier Developments, worked on Jurassic World Evolution, and Elite Dangerous Odyssey. So yeah, that's where now here I am at Respawn.
That's a lot in 6 years.
It is. I've seen a lot. I've been to a lot of places too.
Now you work for Respawn, who's a SoCal company, but you live in Grand Rapids.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny because this COVID thing made everything very weird. I was supposed to move to California, pretty much right after getting hired.
Okay.
You know, the COVID travel restrictions and stuff, that ended up getting put off for a year and a half and some change. So now it's kind of getting a little bit better, and I may be going over there soon.
Well, I'll be your neighbor then.
So there it is. All right.
Awesome. Well, you just gave a talk at one of the summits this week, right?
Yeah.
So what was the talk about?
So the talk is called Sustained Animation Excellence in Apex Legends. And in it, I'm basically giving an overview of how we on the Apex team approach animation in terms of the style, the feel, the aesthetic, and also how we approach it in terms of game development and how we maintain that same quality bar over time. And so in that talk, you got to watch it to find out. But in the talk, I kind of go over the general art style as well as the two pillars that we keep in mind for our game development, the two things, which is enhancing the design and the three keys, which help us maintain that quality over time. So yeah, be sure to watch the talk.
Yeah, and I'll share the link for everybody too. It'll be in the GDC vault, right?
Cool.
I just learned that because you told me that.
Yes, it's going to be in the vault.
I'm curious, do you have a specialty in terms of animation? Are you animate people or vehicles or is there anything specific that you work on? Or are you kind of all over the place animating all of it?
So I think my specialty is combatants or even locomotion and stuff. I love doing run cycles, walk cycles, anything that's third person. And I know it's kind of weird because I work on a first person game, but the third person element to it is just as important.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's one of those things that I enjoy. I'd like to get better at first person stuff, but it's one of those things where I have to kind of push myself to do more of because I'm comfortable doing third person work.
So if you're animating somebody running or walking, how much of that these days is motion capture and how much of it is just by hand?
It depends. When it comes to at least Apex in particular, we kind of have our own ways of approaching things depending on what our time constraints are and just kind of what our overall workflow preferences are. For example, for me, I might say, I'd prefer this run to be motion capture that I modify. But for the sprint, I'll do it all hand keyed because it's kind of impossible. For the Ash sprint and run, for example, her sprint was all hand keyed because it's a little difficult to try and get a cool robot ninja run at full speed that looks cool,
Right.
So,
yeah. It brings that kind of the comic book look element to it, right?
Exactly. So that was one where I was like, okay, it would be better if we hand keyed or if I hand keyed this one.
That's interesting. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it just kind of depends, but for the most part, we do use a mix of both.
Okay. Well, that's cool. Yeah, maybe someday, if you move to SoCal, you can take me in and show me around the animation studio.
Look, man, let me hit them up. I need to get there first. But yeah.
Jump ahead.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that'd be cool. I was fascinated by that stuff. Well, awesome. Well, is there anything else you'd like to share? Anything about Respawn or anything else you'd like to share in this short video?
Yes, we are currently hiring. If you're a gameplay animator or a tech artist, any level, all levels, junior, senior, and above, We're looking. Send us your stuff. Go to www.respawn.com/careers or reach out to me if you can, or hit up Sean Wilson or John Main, our animation directors at Respawn LA and Respawn Vancouver.
I'll put all of that into the description.
Yes.
As well. Awesome.
Sweet.
All right, last thing.
Yeah.
Favorite gaming memory. This could be 20 years ago. This could be yesterday.
Okay. Does it have to be just one?
You could pick two.
Okay. One of my favorite gaming memories is playing Mortal Kombat with my dad. And it was funny because it never really clicked because I was so young, but he'd always turn the blood off when we were playing. But
On Nintendo?
Yeah. On it was the Nintendo 64 we were playing it on. And I'm pretty sure that we had to stop because it was too violent. But that's like one of my earlier fonder memories. And like right next to that is playing Super Smash Bros with my siblings.
Oh yeah.
Funny enough, with my brothers and sometimes my sister.
Smash never gets old.
Nope.
We still play that. The kids destroy me now. I used to like own all of them.
Yeah.
No,
I've
lose
lost
every
my
match.
place. I cannot beat my youngest siblings like at all. Like they just trash me in it.
Yeah.
That's why I got to switch, and now I gotta get good.
Gotta
as they
game
say.
up, yeah. You know what's funny too? You talk about the Mortal Kombat and deciding that it was too violent. My son, I probably never should mention it on camera, but he was like 5 years old, and I just got GTA 3 on Xbox.
Oh,
and so
man.
I was letting him play, but I was like watching him because he just wanted to explore, like, okay, make sure he does. And then he got a gun, and I was like,
This is
you know
good.
what? Let's not play this game. So the next day I bought him Simpsons Hit and Run, which is the closest thing I could find that was
Right.
open world, and that one people just bounce off the cars.
Well, it's a little bit better, like, I mean, they don't really pull punches in GTA, so.
Yeah, no. But it's, at that age, or at any age really, was just fascinated by the sandbox, the ultimate freedom to go around and do stuff. And
Yeah, I'm always just blown away in general by how far video games have come. Even in the short time that I've been around, it's actually incredible to see just how the industry's grown and how gameplay has evolved.
and how much it's really affected the rest of the computing industry, right? It's really pushed compute to the max.
Yep.
And how old I am, my first game machine, Pong.
Oh, man.
We just had the paddle.
How does it feel to see that, though?
Crazy. It's crazy to think, like, if I could show my 8-year-old self, even just my phone and the games you can play on that, we take it all for granted now, but I try to sit back and like really appreciate how far things have come.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Alejandro, I'm so glad we got to meet.
Man.
I'm so glad we're going to be neighbors.
Yo.
And you're going to give me a tour.
God willing.
It's all on
You know what I'm
camera.
saying?
Awesome. Well, great to meet you, man, and have a good rest of the show.
Cool. Thank you.
All right,
Thanks for having me on.